My name is Richard Adams, and it is a pleasure to be here with you guys today. And I'm going to speak to you guys from the topic of leadership and development, the servant leader. How many of you guys got the opportunity to actually read my bio? She did. She stopped me a second ago, said she liked it. A little bit about me. Again, my name is Richard Adams. I am a husband, a barber, father, entrepreneur, speaker, life coach, and business coach. I do a lot, and I wear many hats. I grew up in a family. I am the youngest and the only male child of my siblings, and all of my sisters decided that they wanted to go into the medical field. And then you got me. Wow. I face insurmountable pressure, not only in the household, but from family and friends outside of the household, because your sisters are so great. So you too certainly have to be great. You know, in all transparency, I was a half a credit that got me over the threshold to actual graduation. So medical profession was sort of kind of, you know, not in the range. But what I did was I graduated high school and my parents actually forced me to go to college. And I hated every minute of it. I went and I did a year, and I actually did much better in college than I did in high school. I came home from school one day and I said, you know what, Ma? I'm done. I'm not going back. Like ever. I'm never returning. And she said, okay, well, that's fine. She said, well, I'll support you. You know, it's something about Mama. She will ride for her boy. Remember I told you I'm the youngest and the only boy. So Mama had my back. So I walked out thinking I was good, clicking my heels and everything. She said, hey, you gotta get past your daddy. I said, oh my God. So the irony is my father was a car salesman. He had his own car lot, so he was an entrepreneur. No college degree, but he wanted me to go and get it. So I went, I explained to him, what I wanted to do. He let me do my whole little dissertation and all that good stuff. And when I finished my presentation, he said, you're going back to school. And I was like, wow. And so I left, upset, but I came back 2 weeks later. And over that 2-week period, I started to think, and I started to come up with different plans. And I said, hey, Dad, I want to quit school. I don't want to go back, and I have an idea. He said, well, what are you going to do? If you don't go to college, what are you going to do? I said, I want to cut hair. You want to cut hair? I said, yes. I said, Daddy, I've been cutting hair since I was 12. Since I was 12 years old. You don't start doing something so young and become good at it at a young age just to get old and do something different, especially when you don't want to do what everybody else says that you should be doing. So he's like, nah, you're going back to school. So again, left car lot again, went back, said, I got to come up with a plan. So I found an opportunity to where I could do an apprenticeship instead of going to barber school. So I went back to the car lot. Hey, Dad, need to talk to you. So check this out this time. So, Daddy, I found an opportunity where I can get my barber's license. And instead of going to school, I can go straight into the barbershop. I start making money immediately. That gets me out of your pockets. He said, deal. Deal. And that's precisely what I did. It took me about 1.5 years to get my barber's license. I got my license. I opened up my first shop when I was 25 years old. I opened up my barber school at the age of 30, the first barber school in Aiken County ever. And I purchased my second barbershop at the age of 31. I stand here before you today as a husband and a father of 4. I don't have any debt. I own multiple properties, and I own my businesses, meaning they don't have a mortgage. That means I have a deed, praise God. So with that being said, it was important that I found my own way. I found that I was a natural born leader at an early age. In my bio, I think I might have put in there, because it depends on the venue, what I put in there or not. So I may have put in there that I've been fired from every job I ever had. Y'all read that? Yeah. That is a true story. I've done everything from push carts at a grocery store to teaching at a college, and they dismissed me with pleasure. And that was one of the things that helped me discover my leadership ability. It was so difficult for me to get under what I call rogue authority. There's a lot of people that be in position. It's not necessarily that they didn't deserve it. They just didn't really execute the mission the way that I thought it should have been done. Not that I know everything, but I had a couple of ideas. So that brings me to today, life as you know it. I'm a different kind of speaker. I like to speak from experience. I speak under rich perspectives. If you guys look at my card, you will see that. I'm rich, so that's who I'm talking about, and the perspectives are coming from me. So it's me, my world, and the way that I see the world. Everything as I know it. So I'm going to share a story with you guys today, and this is actually a real life, personal story and situation that I am actually in the midst today, currently, right now. It's about a year, probably about a year ago in the making, and I'm still in the process of growing through it, So just a little bit of an opener. Life is about choices, right? So we have 3 degrees or 3 different types of choices that they come in. You have the blank canvas, right? You have the multiple choice, and then you have the limited options. Anybody has any idea what I mean when I say those things? You don't have to raise your hand and try to come up with something because I know you don't. What that means is the blank canvas, choices, you get to create whatever it is. You decide whatever's going to happen to you, around you, in your world, the people that's exposed to you, you get to determine what happens next. That's the blank canvas. The multiple choice, everybody's familiar with that. We got a test. Oh, wow. Is it going to be multiple choice? Good, I'm in there. So multiple choice, everybody's familiar with that. And the limited options. Look, you're going to do this or you're going to do that. That's the limited options. So that's not really a choice, because typically that's somebody telling you, look, it's going to be this way or it's going to be this way. Pick one. They give you the options and they lead you to believe that you have a choice, but guess what? You really don't have a choice. So leadership and development, the servant leader. So if I tell you to pick one, right? Pick one. McDonald's or Chick-fil-A? Wow. Nobody says McDonald's. Not on a Sunday. Hey, great observation. Great observation. Not on a Sunday. So everybody in the room pretty much says Chick-fil-A, right? Chick-fil-A leads the fast food industry in leaps and bounds because of what? Service. Y'all are great. It's absolutely wonderful because of service. And that's what it boils down to. The servant leader. One's ability to serve before they actually lead. So the servant leader, the servant is first. It begins with the natural feeling that one wants to serve and to serve first. Servant leadership is a philosophy and sets a practice that enriches the lives of individuals, builds better organizations, ultimately creates a more just and caring world. The phrase servant leadership was coined by Robert K. Greenleaf in the Servant as Leader essay published in 1970. Anybody familiar with that book, that essay? What about the author? Because I was born in 83, so, right. So this is the personal story that I was telling you guys about. Last winter, I began a journey. I was extremely overwhelmed. I literally had to redefine my life. I wouldn't say it was a midlife crisis. I just didn't like the way things were going. And my entire world I created with my own hands. So I said, okay, well, if I created this situation, certainly I should be able to do something about it. So I was overwhelmed. I am a husband and a father who had become disgruntled, and resentment for my wife especially and my children began to set in. That's just real. Remember I told you I was going to tell you a real life personal story. I'm pretty translucent. I ain't going to tell nobody everything, but you can almost see straight through. Not quite. I'm not transparent. I'm translucent. Right. So this is the family, the hierarchy. The hierarchy. There's the husband right there. He's the daddy. I did not suck my stomach in there. I'm really sucking it in today. That's why I won't come out of this blazer. That's my beautiful wife, my oldest daughter. We call her Naomi Campbell because she literally puts on clothes and struts up and down the hallway for us to watch her. That's Naomi Campbell. This is Brooklyn. This is Liam. We call him the boy because he is the only boy. And this is my sweetheart, Malia Simone. That's my baby. And I never wanted kids, and now I got 4. So here we are. The hierarchy. In my family, I'm the sole provider. I earn my living as an entrepreneur, 2 roles that my family does not understand. Sometimes I don't even feel like they respect it. As long as the bills are paid, they flipping that switch, lights come on. What was that? Tuesday evening, went to the gym, came home late. Bad night. I didn't feel like taking a shower. I was tired. So you know what? I didn't get into bed because I knew my wife wasn't having that. So I slept on the couch. No worries. About 4 o'clock, I wake up. My 4-year-old comes strutting up the hall. Hey, Dad. It's like 4. What are you doing? He goes in the kitchen, goes in the fridge, grabs a juice box, sticks the straw in it, gets his race car blanket, comes sit on the end of the couch with me, cross his legs, and cuts on the TV. He's 4. Not a care in the world. He's not even concerned with what it took to put that TV on the wall or to make certain that we can stay here for the next month. No concern in the world, but it's all about me. So as long as the economic demands are met, it's like they're good. What about me? Just like I said, oftentimes I'm left slighted because they're getting their entire lives all at my expense, every bit of it. And they're full and I'm running on E. What next? What about me? Remember I told you guys, I'm the youngest and the only male child. So I'm used to everybody usually spoiling me, taking care of me. Now it's completely changed where I created a situation where everybody depends on me. That's 5 mouths that depends on me to eat before I eat a thing. 5 backs that need clothes before I can buy myself anything. So who am I? I asked myself a series of questions. And this is the first of the questions that I asked. And remember, this is a real life story. Translucent, not transparent. Right. So I asked myself a question. Who am I? I am Richard Adams II, husband, father, and I hyphenated that for a reason. Husband, father, barber, educator, speaker, and entrepreneur. That's a lot. So then I asked myself, what's the most important of those titles? When you see this, that means pick one. So what's the most important of those titles, you think? Husband, father. Absolutely. The next step was to define husband, then father. Merriam-Webster has several definitions. A male partner in a marriage. I think we all know what that is. A British manager of another's property. I had no idea that was right. A frugal manager stood out, and a frugal manager, there should have been a comma here. I did this on my cell phone. A frugal manager, comma, manager stood out to me. Manager really stood out to me. It was the verb form of father that resonates with me the most. It says to invent, create, or produce. And remember what I told you guys. I created my entire world with these, this, and these. Where am I? All right. Listen, this is where I am mentally. That's where I want to be. I'm not checking for any of them right now. I'm sick of them. What in the world am I doing? What in the world am I doing? And the truth is, at that point in my head, when I was writing this, nothing. I was disconnected, disenfranchised, and disinterested. You know, I didn't want anything to do with any of them. Why are you here? You know? Last Christmas, we opening up presents. Everybody gets up all jolly. My wife, she asked for iPad, and she wanted some professional clothing. She does event coordination and all that good stuff. So I got it for her. Then I got her the iPad Pro, and it's rose gold. So I was really doing big things. All right. All the stuff the kids asked for, they got. I'm going to show you guys. I actually got my Christmas present with me. I'm going to show you guys what I got for Christmas. Not the phone. This is what I got for Christmas, 2017. Who said with love? Absolutely not. Love is an action word, and I didn't see no action behind this. In fact, I bought this and got reimbursed for it. Right. But everybody got their entire lives all at the expense of me, and this is what I get as the father. So here I am. I'm disenfranchised. So I had to rephrase the question, what in the world am I supposed to be doing? As a husband, I'm supposed to love her, cover her, provide for, and support her. Everybody would agree with that? Okay, we're good. As a father, I'm supposed to give the children all of the things I give the wife, in addition to nurturing them, guiding them, security, and sustenance, meaning I got to make sure we got somewhere to stay. And there's some food in the fridge when the 4-year-old gets up at 4 in the morning and go to get a juice box. Just when I thought I was getting somewhere, I say to myself, but I'm still giving. What about me? You know? I said to myself, I'm frustrated. And it's just all over again, I'm frustrated. I'm always giving. Where in the world is the reciprocity? Where's the reciprocity? Nobody's giving me anything back. When do I get mine? After all, I am the head of the family. I'm the one in charge, and I capitalize I am for a reason. I am the leader. They should be serving me. Right? Right, you know? So I got it. I was happy. There was supposed to be some music playing, but I couldn't really, link that together, so I just gave y'all some pictures. Right, yeah, happy dance. Right. So it actually became a pun in the barbershop, and this was literally an awakening for me when we were in the barbershop. During one of our macho hit me roar exchanges in the barbershop, I'm the man of the house. I run that show. What I say goes, and they better do it and shut up. One of the guys said, so let me get it straight. You work? I said, yes. He said, and she doesn't? I said, yes. He said, hold up. So why doesn't she work? I said, well, she, wants to stay home and, raise the kids. I didn't see anything wrong with that. I prefer her be at home with the children and us not just, cart them off to somebody to pay to watch my baby play, So he said, so I'm laughing all over again because I can see it. It's so crazy. So he said, I asked why. I said, because she wanted to stay home and raise the kids. Okay, the entire shop erupted in laughing because they got it before I did. Did y'all get it? Who works? I do. Who stays at home? She does. Why does she stay at home? Because she wants to. But she works. Everybody got it except for me. Everybody got it. So then the client said, man, you didn't run nothing. You work for her. It really got my ego. Really got my ego. You work for her. And so he said, I saw the sign in your car. Who picked those kids up after school? I said, well, I do. So you work. She stays at home. And you pick the kids up? Like, yeah. It's actually more convenient that I pick the kids up because, right, right, right. So he said, you work for all of them. You work for the kids too. They all run you. And so I had gotten caught up in title and privilege and thought, at least I should come in with my own leadership. This is a pivotal moment that I'm having. The human body, what's the most vital part of the body? There's that finger again. Heart. Somebody said heart. Okay. Anybody else? Somebody said brain? Brain. Okay. Anybody else? Backbone. That's a good one. Anybody else? Okay. All y'all wrong. All y'all wrong. Unless it's a matter of opinion, then I'll let you have it. But all you guys are wrong. At least it's not the answer that I wanted to put. That doesn't go with the right. 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 It's the head. The head is the most vital part of the body. Somebody said heart. Somebody's living with a different heart than they were born with. So clearly, they're doing brain transplants, I think. No? Not yet. It's coming. Right. Backbone is a good one, but hey, they laying prostrate. They can't move, but they still living, So the head, the entire body can function without a limb. The entire body can function without your foot. I literally seen a guy, my daughter, Brooklyn, my second daughter, and she's the one with this. And we were going into the YMCA, and I saw this gentleman, and he literally was cut off here. I don't know if he was born like that, an accident or what. And so the whole time I'm like, look at daddy, look at daddy, look at daddy, look at daddy. Because if she saw him, she would have went off. So I'm like, look at daddy. But I say that to say he was still living. He was actually coming from playing basketball inside of the Croc Center at the YMCA. So clearly, if this gentleman can live without his entire bottom torso, it's got to be something on this part of the body that's more important. And so that's why I said the head. When you get into an accident or an altercation, what's the first thing that you protect? Nobody's doing this, to keep themselves from getting hurt, In an accident, you protect your head. I keep hitting this thing. He told me that something was wrong with it. There we go. And so what do we pay most attention to when we, in preparation, before we go out to meet somebody? We got to make sure we look good, I shaved last night before I came here. I didn't even feel like it, but, If you saw me, you probably wouldn't be in this class. I look good and homeless before I put that razor on my face. Going about our daily, walking, talking, working, what can't we see? If I'm just walking, or if you're just walking, there's no mirror, nothing with a reflection, what can't you see on your body? Your head. But what can you see on your body without any assistance? Your entire body. Your entire body. And so that's where this comes from, too close to the mirror. We can see our entire body with our head. My focus was off. After all, who works out for bigger or better or stronger heads? Nobody goes to the gym so their head can get bigger. Right. Ma'am? You saying college? Well, that's mentally, but as in size, I don't think many people walk around that wants a bigger head. Right. So we do it for the body. We lead the body with the head, but the head services the entire body. I am the head and my family is my body. So please allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Richard Adams, the servant leader. What I want you guys to get from this, and this is what I got from the entire situation. This is a true story. I didn't make any of this up. They still make me a little sick today. It just is what it is. I'm one of the people that's gonna expose the truth that most people just aren't gonna do. They still get on my nerves right now. I could have brought them here, but I said, you know what? The room's gonna be too small. And I just go, I'll be back home Monday. So, right. Right, right. So with that being said, this is a true story. But one of the things that I had to come to realize when it comes to my family, the most important thing to me, all of the titles, because I do wear a lot of hats. Everything that I've accomplished, I'm only 34 years old. I'll be 35 next month. I've done a good bit to say that I'm a young black man in the state of South Carolina. I think so. But all of that stuff is in vain if my family is not safe, secure, happy, healthy, and prosperous. If I died yesterday and my wife did not know how to pick up where I left off and take care of the children and take care of the businesses and make certain that the economy, Lord Jesus, of the family was met, the economic demand was met, we're in a bad situation. The ultimate goal for myself is actually, while I love my family, for them to be able to live without me. Based on statistics, I go first. I'm 7 years older than my wife. I got a stomach because I love macaroni and cheese. They say that's where everything lies at, 7 years older than my wife, 22 years older than my oldest daughter, So statistics says that more than likely, I'm gonna go first. So do I take care of the family? Do I love the family? Do I provide for the family just for the sake of my enjoyment? Or do I make certain that they have all that they need, even in my absence? Because of course I want grandkids. Whether I'm here or not, I want my children to go on and marry and have children. And of course I want them to be secure as well, even if it is at my expense. Even if it is because of the sweat of my own brow. Even if they only get it because of something that daddy did. At the end of the day, the ultimate goal is for this family to be safe, secure, happy, healthy, and prosperous. So again, please allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Richard Adams II, and I am a servant leader. Thank you. So does anybody have any questions? And you really can't ask me anything, because sometimes when people go on interviews, they have like a list of questions, and they say you can't ask that. You can ask me anything, because if I don't want to answer, I guess I'm not going to answer that. So you can ask me anything. If you got any questions, please share, ask questions, dialogue. I'm open for anything.
So as you went through this journey and you've arrived where you arrived.
Oh no, I haven't arrived yet. They still make me sick.
How have you come back to your family and shared where you're at mentally?
I'll tell you one of the things that I did. And my older two daughters actually got it before my wife did, because she spent too much time around my mama. And they say most men marry a woman like the mother. I would never marry a woman like my mama. I love her to death and she loves me. But But so when I say things like what I do for the family, you know, this, that, and third, well, you would have bills if I wasn't here, you would still have a mortgage. And I'm saying like, well, I had a 2-bedroom house before I met you. I'd still be in the hood, paying $400 a month, you know, if you wasn't here, you know. So with that being said, my daughters, I explained to them actually on Christmas morning last year, because you sit back and you watching everybody, and everybody's gleeful with joy because they got what they asked for. You remember the, right. And so I said, well, you know, again, love is an action word. I said, you asked for certain things and I gave it because I want to make certain that you felt happy and loved. You got your daddy nothing. First they said, well, Dad, we ain't got no job. Oh, I don't know that, you're Ted. I said, but what you can do is you can make certain that your dad feels the way that your dad made you feel. Because how do you expect me to feel if I get nothing in return and I'm just expected to continue to do in spite of not getting anything in return? And so she's like, wow, Dad, you're right. And so she went in her room, got $10 I said, girl, keep your money. Because look, it's not about that. I said, because I also don't want you to do for me just because I complained about it. I want you to feel it and want to make certain that I feel the same way that I make you feel. So she got it first. Now the wife, that took some doing. I had to bring in 3rd, 4th, and 5th parties to help get that done. And we're still working on that as well. Yes, sir. Absolutely it was. And I had to call my mother-in-law in because she's a reinforcer and she is on my side. Yes.
I was going to ask, you're a busy man, you run your businesses and you're a family man. How do you manage your time?
How do I manage my time? Time management, that is something that's very important to me. This is the thing. I will give you my money before I give you my time. Time is the most valuable asset in the world. Once you spend it, guess what? You cannot get it back. You might not get the same money you spent back, but you can always get more money back. And so when it comes to managing my time, I have several businesses and a whole lot of kids. So what I do is I do different businesses, different days and times of the week. Most recently, next month is going to be my last month working on Saturdays. I still cut hair today. So next month is going to be my last month cutting hair on Saturdays. I haven't even told my family. I'm just going to sleep in because I go in the barbershop 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays. So they're going to get up and I'm going to be in the bed because I drool a lot. So, it's, you know, right, you know, right. They're going to be like, wow, Daddy's home. And my wife going to be like, I hope he don't want me to make no grits, you know? So that's another thing I did. And that's going to be huge for them because even being here today, I was thinking, wow, because also when I went to the Cheesecake Factory during lunch, I went to the outlet and did just a little bit of shopping. Not a lot, but just a little bit. And so I was just looking at all the people walking through, and I'm like, wow, this is something that I can do with the family when I start taking my Saturdays off. Because we love to take day trips. Anybody familiar with Greenville, South Carolina? We're about 2 hours away, so we would get in their car and go to Falls Park in a heartbeat, you know? So that's another thing, too. I do manage my time, and it is very strategic. And like I said, you can get my money before you get time out of me. Yes, sir.
So just for curiosity, bring this back to like PMI and project management. Are you, as you're going through this journey, are you applying some of the same kind of concepts to your businesses?
To my businesses, this is interesting because I'm at a very pivotal point in business as well. Right now, my peace matters most than anything. And so I would literally walk away from everything for the sake of my peace. I've been blessed to have put things in place to where I have money coming in, even though I'm not physically going out to get it. So that is reassuring. But I'm at that point now to where I would literally walk away from everything for the sake of peace. So if the barbershop is the barber school, or any of that stuff is in the way, man, whatever. Somebody want to buy it? If not, hey, y'all can have it, and I'm out. You know, that's the way I feel. I'm talking about myself and my family here, but it's the same thing in management positions when you're handling a team in corporate America at Chick-fil-A, because they definitely don't employ at McDonald's. So it's the same thing. When you are head of the team, you got to make certain that you're serving them first in order for the mission to be complete. Any other questions? Any ladies have any questions? Are y'all mad because of what I said about my wife? Is that it?
Mother-in-law's on your side.
My mother-in-law is my mother-in-law and my grandmother-in-law are both on my side. are both, yes. Yes. And it's in large part because of how their husbands were, so they rides for me. Yes, ma'am.
No, I was just wondering if you would just admit that she does work.
Oh, she does. Now, hold on, hold on, let me explain this. Because every now and again, like on Sundays used to be family day. We would all, make certain that we stayed home and hung out with each other after church. But now I sort of kind of, let her go off and I stay at home with the kids. I'm like, man, please, Jordan, you get the girl. Brooklyn, get the boy. I'm going to bed because I'm tired. I can't imagine being stuck in the house with kids all day long. She does do work, yeah. And I like clean laundry, yes. And she does that too. And so, yeah, she does do good work. She does, but she still get on my nerves. Any other, yes, ma'am.
So during this process, without actually saying anything to anybody really, have people noticed some changes?
Yes.
And have they talked to you and asked why or what? Or have they realized and come to you?
In regards to?
The changes that you do and that you're projecting what you've done to get to this step.
Well, in process to me starting my Saturdays of leaving the barbershop, I cut back my time in the shop on regular days as well. Like Tuesdays, I'm in the barbershop literally 2 hours. That's it. I cut by appointment only, and I'm blessed to have a really great clientele, so they really take care of me. So that's another thing, and that's one thing that my wife has noticed, and she appreciates. And that probably had something to do with her frustration as well. Me always being away from the house, because the business required so much, And that was a situation where I wasn't really getting her point of frustration because if there was no business, there would be no house. And you wouldn't be able to stay in the house and not have to go out and get money to take care of said house, So, yeah, I'm still in the process, and it is still changing, and it is working out. Most importantly, I had to get me together. I would never abandon my family physically. I wouldn't go nowhere, but a mental abandonment is just as worse. So I needed to get out of that place, and so that's why I started the journey. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
For that Christmas, what did you ask for that you didn't get?
This is the thing. This is the funny thing. And see, my wife would love to hear that stupid question you just asked me. This is the thing. My love language, and this is, when me and my wife got married, she made me read a book called The 5 Love Languages. I thought it was for me. She had me reading that book for her. Right. But in me reading the book, I discovered that my love language was acts of services. And so with that being said, I like for people to do things for me. It just does something to me. If you serve me, you are literally going to get anything you want out of me. Like, period. My baby girl, when I tell you manipulative, like, hey, daddy, can I hold you? So she knows how to get what she wants out of you. So if you serve me, you're going to get whatever you want out of me. With that being said, I don't like telling you what I want. I want you to figure it out. And I know some people are like, check this out. My wife has a wedding ring on her finger, and every time we get in an argument, I bring this ring up. My wife has a wedding ring on her finger. Based off of what she told me, she hates the ring. Because she explained the type of ring she liked, the diamond cut she likes. She went into great detail. However, I listened to my wife. I watched my wife, and I studied my wife. And so I learned her. And so when I walked into Jerry's, I said, that's the one. Based off of what she told me, she's going to hate it. But because I know her, when I gave it to her, well, I can't tell you what happened then. She loved the ring, and she still raves about it today. And she's like, oh my God, my ring is so amazing. And everywhere she goes, people are always stopping her about her ring. And so in the heat of an argument, I'm always telling her, well, you got that ring on your finger because I watched you, I learned you, I studied you and made sure I knew what you like. So why can't you figure out what I like? I shouldn't have to tell you what I like. I'm a very easy guy to please. You bring me a bag of Butterfingers, you pretty much gonna get anything you want out of me for the rest of the day. I'm so serious. I love Butterfinger, and this is the thing. If you bring me a Butterfinger, that is really gonna let me know that you've been thinking about me, right? When the last time anybody in this room seen an advertisement for Butterfinger? Right. So for you to get me a Butterfinger, you had to be thinking about me. I had to be on your mind. I'm a simple guy. but you could have got me more than a phone case. Any other questions? I chose this topic because I want to do something a little fun, something a little different, and something real. You know, I am a writer. I used to write people's papers in school and get paid for them because that was something that just came so easy to me. So I could put together a presentation that'll have me somewhere on somebody's Oscar stage, but I wanted to share a real life experience with you guys and kind of break up the monotony of these type situations and scenarios. And so I'm hoping that you guys were able to take something from this, apply it to your real life situations, whether it's with your spouses, your children, your coworkers, or your job situations, and definitely get you guys to the other side of some type of struggle that you may be dealing with as well. That card has my information on it, my website, on their email, and even my cell phone number. So.
Me to hold it up for you.
Yeah, right. And it's got my home address. I don't know what I was thinking when I put that on there, but, you know. So, yeah. Right. I don't know what I was thinking when I put that on there.
People come over with Butterfingers.
Hey, you know, that works. Or send them in the mail, you know. I had a friend cash out me $5 last week. She said, hey, go get some Butterfingers. You know what? When you and your husband get into it, I'm on your side, girl. But I appreciate you guys coming out today and sitting in my class. You could have chose a lot of other different classes because I saw the lineup and I'm like, oh, I'm up against him. He might go to his class, you know? So I thank you guys for coming out and I really appreciate your time and your attendance.